All right, we're live. All right, guys, welcome to our podcast. This is James. We got Kevin and Chris up in here today. This is our second episode. We're just dads, future dads, talking about fatherhood, living in Hawaii. Yeah. So what are we talking about today, guys?
Okay, well, I have a picture that I took of Shazen this week, and so there's a little bit of story to it. But so every morning when I wake up, I go downstairs. He has to wake up and come with me because he doesn't like when I leave to go to work before he can say bye. So it's kind of like a morning routine where he'll wake up, I'll carry him downstairs, and then I'll put him in the couch and he'll go back to sleep while I'm making my coffee and making my lunch and stuff. But this is his picture I took of him. Can you see it?
Oh my God!
He sleeps like that, and he's like.
Is he under the couch?
No, he's in the couch, but the pillows are covering him, and he's obsessed with those Beyblades, and he has to have it like close to him like that. I try to put it by his feet, and he's like, no, it has to be right here. And so he sleeps like that, dude.
What
that's
world?
How he sleeps now.
Dude, I'd be
so obsessed with that.
I'd be afraid if I sat on him. I'd be tired, and I just sit there, and I don't know he's there, and I would suffocate him.
Dude, that's how he always sleeps, so under the pillows and stuff.
That is hilarious. What in the world? He's straight up in the couch.
Yeah.
Literally, if I had a couch cushion, one of those little decoration pillows, put it on his face, I would not know he's there.
Yeah. There's a lot of mornings where it's Shani comes down and she's like, "Is he in there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's in there sleeping."
Dude, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
Dude, I have a. Hold up, I got a photo. Hold up, I'm gonna send it to you, Chris, so you can just post it up.
All right, let's see.
On your thing. Hold on, where is it? Where? Hold on. It's what Maddie does when she sleeps. Hold up. Does it have to be in a specific format, the picture?
No, I'm just gonna put it on my screen and then screen share it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay. Hold up. I'm having. You know what? I'll just give you this one. All right, I'm gonna send it to you right now. Let me know when you get it. I just texted to you. But again, my internet is hella slow. So you actually might not get it. So we'll just continue talking. But it's pretty much, if you ever do get it, it's her feet. So Diana's parents.
I got it.
Okay. Put up on the screen, and I want you to look at her feet and look how bad her feet is.
Can you see it?
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah, look at her feet, dog. Look how dirty that feet is. Diana sent me that picture, and I was like, "What the heck?" I'm like, they let her just walk around the store bare feet. I get it, whatever, but I'm like, that is hella dirty. Her feet is so black.
She walks around in the store.
Yeah, she walks around in the store bare feet, and I'm like, yeah, the parent store. So I'm just like, dude, I honestly thought she walked out on the street. I was like, did you go for a walk with her bare feet? Why is her feet so dirty? And she was like, no, it's the store. And I'm like, and Kevin, you're gonna learn this. I don't know, Chris, about boys, but her feet grow so dang fast. That's one thing about fatherhood. We buy her shoes, and she's like, hey, she's outgrowing it. And I'm like, dude, I literally feel we bought those shoes 3 weeks ago. What do you mean her feet is outgrowing it? So we literally have to buy a few, maybe not a couple of sizes bigger, but we definitely have to buy bigger to let her grow into it. Because she just grows out of them.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Don't be buying a ton of nice shoes for your boy, some Jordans, whatever, because he don't grow out.
I still buy him nice shoes. We still buy him some some Adidas and Nikes, and he still outgrows. But it's whatever.
It's pretty bad, man.
But this is nothing though. At least this looks like it's just dust. But dude,
Dust don't stay on your feet like that.
Dude, the kids on our street, they run around barefoot all the time, and it happens to Shazen too. God. And it doesn't scrub off though, because it's the tar from the road. It's like scary. Tar, like on their feet, bro. This is nothing.
Dude, that's pretty scary. I got another photo. Hold up. Where's this? Let me show you this other photo. Oh my God, dude, this one's hecka funny. So this is a picture of Maddie sleeping on our bed. So Kevin, this is something, I don't know if you guys have talked, like, are you gonna let your boy sleep in your bed or whatever? I know as parents, that's something we were like, look where Maddie's at. Like, what in the world? Look, I'm like, that's my spot. So Dan always tells me, like, when you come back home, like, I don't know where you're gonna sleep. I'm like, I'm gonna sleep in my bed. That's where I'm gonna sleep. Like, Maddie's she's gonna figure it out quick. She ain't coming up on my space, like, but she sleeps all over. I'm like, oh my God, it's so funny, dude. Yeah.
Shazen still does that, and Shazen's tall, so he still does that.
Yeah. So Kevin, hey, get that king bed if you don't have it yet. Get that king bed.
I don't know. It's not looking like that.
Oh my God, yeah.
All right.
So is your bag all packed and ready? Because how many days is it? When's the DA?
Is your bag packed, Kevin?
Countdowns. It's yes, our bags are packed, but we're not. I mean, I still have to put like the stroller and some things inside the car, and I'll probably get that done after we finish this. But I mean, we're not like if her water broke right now, I'm not fully set, but that's like the stuff that we don't have, we can just have, like, I mean, we could have
the essentials. See,
you know, but I think
is he cutting out? Is he live? Can you
dude, I think, I don't know if that was me or if it's him.
Okay.
Kevin, I think you're cutting out, bro.
Yeah.
Because you're freezing up.
Am I? Well, you guys were cutting out earlier too, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're good now. What were you saying?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, like I was saying, our bags are packed. And
did you catch that, I can't. Yeah, are you on Wi-Fi? You're on your phone?
Out.
You can hear me?
No, we can hear you now, but for some reason,
I'm on my computer.
Your story, once you start telling your story, you go out.
Yeah. I don't know if it's your Wi-Fi or your computer.
Wait, I'm gonna go downstairs and hopefully the Wi-Fi connection is better. So while I go downstairs, you guys continue.
Okay. So James, you were saying earlier about, I think it kind of ties into about the parenting philosophies and stuff. You want to go first?
Parenting philosophies. I guess things that you're talking about, like things that have changed, before I became a parent. Like, oh, this is the kind of dad I'm gonna be.
Yeah. Okay. So here's so for us, and this was like 4 or 5 years ago, like pre-COVID. So we're always out at the restaurants and stuff and everything, but we always seen like families with their kids on their iPads. And like, you know, like they're at the table, and then everyone like just kind of like on their own device, not really like interacting with each other and whatnot. So we had like a very, I guess, like in our minds we thought that that's not what we wanted, so we had like a bad concept of, I guess, the iPad or any phone or device or anything. So we said early on, like, oh, Shaden's not getting any iPad or phone or whatever, like, for a while, because we don't want him to be like that. But then as we had him, we found out that we could like use it as a tool. Like, there are some times when we kind of need him to sit there, like when we're at work or something and we need to like do some computer work.
Yeah.
And we need him to kind of just like chill and kind of entertain himself for a little bit and like watch TV or whatever. So we ended up getting him the iPad. So like we changed our perspectives on that, but we also limited him a lot to when he could use it. Like he doesn't take it out to public at restaurants and stuff like that. We definitely try to like interact with each other and stuff like that still. But yeah, like we thought we were like 100% against iPads for a while. But it turns out, like, dude, we had like, I think he was like 2 or 3 years old. We got him an iPad with his own like internet and everything.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like me too. Like me and Diana, we were talking when before we had Maddie. Like, you know, me being a teacher, I was like, no, like they're not gonna be hooked to the. I'm not gonna be that parent where they have the phone in front of them or the iPad in front of them all the time. And yeah, that definitely changed. Maddie was definitely holding the phone, watching videos. And she's only not even a year and a half, and she knows how to hold the phone. iPads, not so much. We do a couple of different like iPad apps on there, like the ABCs and stuff. But she's pretty good. She doesn't really crave, like, oh, give me the phone or give me the iPad. The only times we really use the iPad is in the car ride. Okay. Like that's a lifesaver. Like man, she doesn't like car rides too much, so we bought like that little iPad holder. We'll put it in the back. We'll put like her nursery rhymes or something, ABCs. So it's not just some random video. It's something that should stimulate her and stuff like that. So it's pretty good. Like, I mean, she's already saying her ABCs already. So
that's super good.
That's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, she's not even, like I said, she's not even a year and a half, and she's already like she's already like saying the song. So it's definitely pretty cool. TV again. She doesn't watch too much TV. She usually watches TV like in the morning, when she drinks. But hey, Kev, we're just talking about
I hear you guys. Yeah, I heard you the whole time. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. So but yeah, I mean that's definitely something that's changed. I mean, we're still gonna monitor it because she's pretty good right now. She doesn't like give tantrums or something when we turn off the TV, or we'll like turn off the iPad in the car. And she doesn't ever like crave our phones. She's like, give me your phone. She actually, it's funny, she'll pick up her fake phone. We bought like a fake iPad phone that like you push fake buttons on it and it does stuff. And she'll like put it to her ear and be like, hello. She'll just like pretend she's like talking to someone. I'm like that. I just think that's so funny. She's literally like a sponge. She picks up so much stuff. I'm like, dude, you're like freaking really smart. Like I'm kind of scared because I'm like, I feel like you shouldn't know this stuff yet, but it's good. But I'm like even phones. Like I don't know when I'm gonna give her a real phone. I mean, that's so far ahead from now.
Yeah.
But like, did you ever think about when are you gonna give? Like, when do you think he's gonna get his phone?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I feel like maybe once he gets in like first or second grade. Like it kind of depends on like how much we want him to be independent. Like, I mean, it's so easy for us because Shani can like pick him up from school, and it's like real easy. Like he wouldn't have to walk home or anything. So like I feel like he wouldn't like need a phone until like way later. But I don't know. Like it is something like rough to think about. Do you see kids in elementary school with like cell phones?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that kindergarten or first grade. I would say maybe second or third. I've seen them, but that's even. I don't know, man. If I give him a phone, it's literally gonna be a flip phone, and it's like contacts is gonna be me, Diana, and the parents. Like you don't need to go on internet on your phone.
But
it's literally for communication.
Don't you want it to have like not like a tracking device, sort of like you can find locate where they are. Don't you want that though?
I'm almost positive there's phones right now that has GPS tracking system that aren't smartphones. So I'm pretty sure I can find one.
Okay. Well, if you find
or
one,
like yeah, I'm pretty sure I can find one of those.
Okay.
So I'm not too worried about it. But
Because
yeah,
that would be like
or
the
if I do
second
get him a
thing I
smartphone,
think about.
It's gonna be like bare minimum.
Yeah,
Like I'm gonna
sure
monitor,
you
like I'll
can
put the
figure out
monitoring
how to
system on there.
You can see how, like you know how to get it where you can like see what's on there and then like who they're calling and stuff, right? Can you? Did you? Hello? Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I don't know
You're
if
kind
James
of
can hear me.
you're kind of coming in broken.
Oh.
I heard what you said.
Oh, okay.
But you can repeat it just for James.
Can't you figure out, like, don't you have an app where you can see what's on top of their phone and you can see what they're looking at and who they're calling and stuff? No? James still can't hear me?
Dude, I hate my internet, dude. I didn't freaking hear not one. This is all I heard. I'm
but anyways, let me
Mississippi, dude.
Let me piggyback on what you were saying earlier,
and T-Mobile,
Chris.
they suck.
Let me piggyback on what you were saying earlier. About I think you were talking about you went to a restaurant and you saw like a family.
Yeah.
On the, I went to a restaurant. It was like a family of 4, or no, wait, 4 kids plus parents, so 6. A family of 6, right? And literally, this was at Gomate, right, the ramen place, and they had the mom and dad, like 2 kids that were sitting across from them, and then 1 kid that was sitting next to the mom, and then they had a baby too. I swear to God, everybody had some kind of device or screen in front of them, like the whole family.
Yeah.
Like they were totally just like looking at something, and I was just like, man, like they're just so they were so detached from the outside world.
Yeah. It's kind of common though in this
yeah, I know, right?
now.
But you know, but when you think about it, you're like, when we grew up, we didn't have that, you know. And I know it's they're adjusting to the times and everything, but you know, like there's literally other cities, countries where they don't have access to that kind of technology, and so you know they just have to deal with. I mean, they have to deal with what they have, which sometimes is nothing.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard too though, because on the flip side, I can see where they could be coming from, like because there's times when me and Shani, so say me and Shani go, say we go to like Alamoana or something, and you know it takes like 45 minutes. Like in the car ride, we're just talking story the whole time, like no radio, we're just talking story the whole time. So when we get to our destination, sometimes you know we've been communicating, talking for the last 45-50 minutes. So like sometimes we'll like be on our phones separate, look like we're detached. So I can see sometimes how like we don't have the whole backstory, but it did like sometimes that visual just gives you a bad like insight, I guess, like a bad visual.
I can understand that too.
Yeah.
What about you, Kev? Is your philosophy like, what's your philosophy on like electronics? Are you gonna get like an iPad for your boy?
Like I don't want to say electronics are inevitable, but you know, I would like them to not have any kind of devices like in their early stages, in his early stages, and then you know, I want to say like when they start going to elementary, I don't even know like exactly what grade. I guess when they introduce technology into elementary, that's when I'll introduce it to him. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, because I don't want to. I wouldn't want to introduce something to him that he doesn't see in school yet. You know?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Because I would
crazy
rather, yeah, I would rather him learn it from school first, and then like I can piggyback on that.
So it's crazy to think, like, I don't know if it was like that when you guys were in school, but when I was in school, like our classroom had 2 computers only that we had to like share and take turns in. But nowadays, like every kid has an access to a computer in schools.
Dude,
It's kind
my
of crazy.
school, my school, every kid has an iPad.
Yeah.
That's starting
like when
from
you guys were in
Actually,
school, like
pre-K.
bro, it's crazy.
So like, so see, yeah, so like, you know, like in your school, right, you just said it, like in pre-K or kindergarten, so they introduce it to them, right? So if the school introduces it to them, then yeah, I'll totally let him.
How many computers did you have in your class, Kevin, when you were in school?
I didn't have any, mind you. Okay, what, like, I went to school in the '90s. Okay, so I didn't have any computers until I was in high school.
Really?
Yeah. Me too.
Dang.
Dude, we had floppy disks.
Dude,
Chris, you know what a floppy disk is?
Yeah,
and not no, like, but and not the small floppy disk,
the bigger
like,
one. Yeah.
the big one, yeah,
Yeah.
where it's actually floppy and not like,
Yeah.
you know, the next version.
The hard one. Yeah. No, like we had like I think it was like in kindergarten and first grade, we didn't have computers in the classroom. We had it at the library. And like you'd have to go to the library. But I think like second grade, they bought each room like 2 computers that for the room, and then the kids had to just like take turns on it. But I went
That
to
sounds
I
about
don't
right.
remember computers.
That sounds about right.
Oh, I got another philosophy question for you guys. What's your thing on spanking?
Dude,
Well, no, see, there's spanking and then discipline, right? So are you asking about just spanking in general, or are you talking about discipline as a broad?
Spanking as a discipline, subject? I think.
Well, explain the difference to me. I'm just trying to see what the difference is.
Oh, well, spanking is just a way of discipline, right? I mean, because, you know, pinching, you could pinch, you could, you know, there's like a lot of things that you can do to discipline a child. Spanking, so if you're asking just about spanking, then we can talk about that.
Yeah, just spanking in general. Would you spank as a discipline? I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I would, and I have in the beginning, but it's like he doesn't really need spanking anymore. It's like once we give him like a firm voice and like he knows we're serious, like it's enough to make him feel like I guess regret and like remorse. So like it doesn't have to escalate to spanking. I mean, maybe like once in a great while, you know, like when he keeps going, then we'll like, you know, I guess we'll spank him or like pinch him, like just to give him some kind of a physical so what I'm looking for, like a physical. Oh man, help me out here. What am I like? I don't know.
About positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement.
Like a physical...
I freaking hate my internet.
You can't hear me. But
no,
I heard you, but it was literally as long as Kevin can hear you.
You're talking about the way you discipline him, right?
Yeah, or like, oh man, like yeah, but then never mind. I lost my train of thought. But we do, like, if it does escalate to that, we do initiate like physical discipline if it comes to it. But we don't ever go straight to physical disciplining. We always start with like verbal and a stern talking, and then like if it doesn't work, then we go up the ladder.
Yeah, and you know, and that goes again to generational discipline, right? Like one generation discipline kids opposed to another generation. Like now it's, you know, they try to talk to the child first and, you know, try to ease their, I guess, feelings or not make them not make them feel too.
Which I agree with, but I feel like the part that doesn't make sense in that is when that does not work and they keep trying to just talk to them and it still doesn't work and they don't try other steps is where I think it doesn't work.
Yeah, and you know, I think
yeah,
we can hear you. I think it gets bad when, you know, when it turns from like downright abuse, you know.
Yes.
I think that's where when it gets like way out of hand, you know, when you something where it's like where it leaves like a scar or something, you know, something where a physical mark that they can remember, they can always remember, go back to and be like, man, you know, that one time that he hit me, you know, here and whatever.
I also feel like it can be bad when I've seen verbal abuse as well, you know, like like straight up calling them stupid and dumb and like stuff like that is like I felt like was like unnecessary and sometimes can be abusive as well.
Yeah, and sometimes verbal could be the worst.
Yeah,
it can be worse than physical.
That's true.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, James, while you have internet connection?
I know. I'm like, I feel like I'm trying to find a nice place for my phone. Like, it matters. Like, freaking, it doesn't matter where you go. Like, I feel like that dumb person that's like bringing their phone up. Like, does it really matter? Like, I'm just like, dude, you do know what they're like satellites up there. Like, no, it's not gonna matter. Mine, dude, it's funny. Like Maddie, like before we had Maddie, I was like, dude, I got lickings from my mom. She like beat me. So, I mean, I wasn't gonna do that to Maddie, but I knew, like, I was like, oh, if she goes off, I'm gonna give her a nice little spank on the tush. And man, I forget how old she was. I remember she was being naughty, and I took her hand, and I barely hit her. I was like, no, like it was literally like that, no. And she looked at me and just was like, ah! I was like, what the heck? She knew that? I was like, what in the world? So ever since then, I was like, dude, I don't want to traumatize her. So I've never even spanked her since then. I mean, I've also been in Mississippi for 6 years.
Yeah.
But it's funny, like, Diana would tell me she would give like a stern voice.
Yeah.
And Maddie, she'll literally freeze and she won't even look at her. She'll be like, like she knows something's wrong. Like, it's so funny. So I'm just like, oh my God. But yeah, I mean, we've been really blessed, man. Maddie, she's a really good kid. Like, I mean, she has tantrums here and there, but I mean, she's like 1.5 years old. Like, what kid that, like, you know, what kid is perfect right there? So from what we see, from what I see, like, man, she's good. And Diana's a trooper, man. I mean, like I said, I've been gone for 6 months. I don't know how single parents do it. Like, I feel so bad. So I'm just so ready. Like, literally 11 days. Coming home in 11 days, and I just can't wait. Just so ready to come home. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's different too between like boys and girls. Like, you know, you do it to a boy and that like masculine feeling comes in, and then you're like, you know, like, just get over it, stop crying. But like a girl, you know, that like hits you right in the heart, and you're like, oh man, you know, because I'm sure, like,
you got to be careful, you, like, Chris, I do.
Right, I'm sure for like you, Chris, right? When you hit Chazen, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel when you hit Chazen? Like, is it like, oh, you're like?
I think it depends on. For the most part, when it does get to that, like I feel like it's very deserving, and I don't want to say I don't have any remorse, but like, and it's not like I like beat the heck out of them like we used to get beat with like the belt and stuff, but like, you know, it's just like a firm like spanking with your hand. But yeah, I don't really feel like remorse or anything. But I definitely do see the difference between like what Kevin's saying with the boys and the girls. Because there's been times when like he's like falling on the street and like his leg is like bloody and he comes home crying, and I'm like, dude, just shake it off, wipe it off, and go back outside and play. But I could see if it was like a girl, like it'd be way different.
And that's why it's good that Chris, James has a daughter, so he can share those experiences with us. Did you hear that, James?
Chris, I got a quick question for you.
What's up? Go ahead. Go. Can you hear any of us, Jim? No, you're good.
We should type it in the chat. You should type it in the chat. So
there's a private chat button. Do you have a private chat button? You could type it. This is gonna be very fun to listen back to, guys. But
see, he's still not going.
Yeah, James is.
James, go into your chat. Oh, wait, where did he go? Did he leave again?
No,
I'm here. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we heard you before. You weren't hearing us.
Dude, T-Mobile in Mississippi, oh my God. Okay.
T-Mobile? You got T-Mobile?
Yeah, I do. It's because we got 8 or 9 lines or something like that for $120. You get what you pay for. Let's just say that you get what you pay for. I'm so ready to get off T-Mobile. But anyways, Chris, I have a question on because you have a boy. Do you ever catch yourself saying stuff like, be a boy, the things stop being a little girl, but it's not being it has nothing to do with being a girl or boy. How you guys were talking about there's this stigmatism of boys don't cry, don't show your emotions, be tough. But it's girls can be tough. Toughness is not that has nothing to do with boy or a girl. But do you see have you ever done anything like that with?
I can't say in that aspect I've said that. Not that I can recall. But I have been. I know I have been different. Like I said earlier, when he does get hurt, I definitely don't give him a lot of leeway. I try to get him to shake it off a lot sooner than I probably would. Say if I had a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And he loves the color pink, and we don't say that that's a girly color or anything and stuff like that. But there are girl toys when we're nah, that's a girl toy. Get something for a boy, Even if it's just a unicorn doll or something, it's that's kind of more of a girly toy. Let's just try to find a more boyish one or something. Which I sometimes in this generation, some people would say that's wrong, but I don't know. What James is frozen. What would? Can you hear us, James? What's your? Why don't you go, Kevin? What's your take on that?
Well, I mean, I don't, this is my first son, right? So I don't, I can't fully say, but I do have nephews, and there were times when I don't think, and I've never used gender specific terms or sayings, when it came to trying to get them to get over whatever that's affecting them, any kind of emotional or physical pain. I've never said anything gender specific to them to get over
what about you, James? Are you here?
Dude, I'm gonna tell you the truth right now. I'm gonna have to re-listen to this whole podcast once it's done, so I know what you guys said.
No, can you wait? Can you hear us right now? Can you hear us right now?
Nope.
No. Go to the chat. Chat.
Can you see it? Did you see what I typed, Kevin?
Yes, I can see it. Chat.
But he's on.
I'm afraid to go on my house Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm on my phone because my house Wi-Fi is worse. So I'm on my T-Mobile data plan, which T-Mobile talks about.
Do you see the sidebars?
Text James.
Obviously, it's
okay. I'll text James.
Huh?
I'll text James.
Talk in the chat. Right?
But Kevin, here's something controversial for you. Have you seen like articles like on Facebook and stuff of parents allowing their boys to like wear dresses and stuff?
Yeah, wait, I heard the beginning, but I didn't hear the whole thing. I heard you say articles on Facebook or social media.
Articles, yeah, where parents, and I want to say it's almost dads specific, allow their boys to wear dresses and encourage them, I guess, or support them fully. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, you mean like if they're having feminine tendencies and they want to.
I don't want to say feminine tendencies. It's more I guess it's more specifically like wearing dresses, and it's not even like color specific. It's just like literally, I mean, like dresses that are, I believe, are meant for girls.
You mean you're saying that boys want to wear dresses, yeah. But that's all to it. They don't have anything else where like they want to do that a girl usually does.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
You've never seen those like an article like that or nothing?
No.
I'm subscribed to the wrong Facebook articles then.
I mean, I'm sure that's a thing,
What's your thoughts on that though? It's hard. Like I know it's hard.
That's like if my son, is telling me, Dad, I want to wear dresses, and then I'll be like, why? I would try to understand. Like try to figure out what's going on in their head,
I guess so.
Is it because they see like, girls wearing it and, it looks nice to them and that's why, like I just try to like, ask them, what they're thinking or what's the thinking behind it. I wouldn't judge him or.
That's good. That's a good response. I haven't thought about it that way. I've really been kind of torn because initially, right off the top of my head, like my first reaction was like, I would not want my son wearing dresses, but that's a good way to think about it. Like you said, like figure out where he's coming from.
I mean, yeah, because like, a lot of sometimes, we're not always there, right, for with our child, with with them. So it's like you don't know what they're seeing, what they're hearing, and how like what they're doing when you're not there. So it's like if they say something that you've never taught them, you're gonna be like, where did you learn that from? Because you didn't learn it from me. You know,
because it does happen. Like so there's been times when Shazen will like say certain things, and it's like really like mean, and we know when he's saying it, he doesn't understand what he's saying. So we'll say like, hey, where did you hear that from? And then he'll say like a specific spot he got it from, and then we're like, okay, well, you can't listen to that anymore, and we have to explain to him why he can't listen to that and why what he said is wrong and stuff. So I guess that is a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think that you just gotta have like an open communication with your with your kid, because I mean, the last thing you want is they're just doing things and you're not knowing about it, and
sure.
And then one thing leads to another, and and it's just not how, or at least I think how it should go.
Yeah.
So
all right, guys, I'm back on my. I actually went onto my computer.
Okay.
I think it's working a little bit better, but if I cut out, it's. I'm about to. Yeah, I only got literally 11 more days. I've been telling my freaking landlord that your Wi-Fi sucks, and they're just like, whatever, dude.
So but you can hear us, right?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Now I can.
Okay, good.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, we can hear you as well. We can hear you as well, but you're just a little grainy, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. We can still see you.
Well, we're just talking about. I don't know if there's. We're talking about. I've seen articles on like Facebook and stuff where the parents would allow their sons to wear dresses and like encourage them almost and like support them. And then like what our thoughts were on that.
I mean, that's hard. I mean, like, how old are they? Like, I feel like
enough to go to school. So like the article specifically I was looking at, it was written because they allowed their son to wear dresses to school and they were getting picked on. And so like they I don't know, like they did something, like they talked to the teachers or something, and then they got it to where they could just keep wearing dresses to school or something. It's kind of,
I don't know.
It's kind of crazy.
I guess my take is like, if are they just wearing dresses because they just want to wear dresses, or are they wearing dresses because is this like a emotional like identity thing? Like if like there's so many things that come into play. Like if Maddie was like, just I mean, I guess it's harder for a girl because she can wear boy clothes all she wants.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about that. But if I had a boy and he wanted to wear dresses, I'd be like, why? Like what? Like you've never worn dresses.
Yeah.
Like I've never put a dress on you. Like why are you wearing dresses? Like what? Like
and he's never seen you wear a dress.
And if it's a like identity thing, I'd probably like have a talk with Diana and be like, okay, what like is this for real? Like really try to figure out like does he think he's a girl? Like what? Like I don't know. That's whole new territory. I don't know.
I feel like it's like I don't want to say harder, but I want to say it's almost more common now with so much publicity of it happening, where more and more people are like more, I don't want to say open, but like it's happening a lot more. Like back in our days growing up, you didn't see that a lot in mainstream media, whereas nowadays it's a lot more common.
Yeah, I mean that's with social media and everything, but I feel like even now, I just feel like people just want to be whatever they want. I'm just like, I want to be a boy, I want to be a girl, I want to be nothing, I want to be binary. Like, don't call me a he or a she. You know, it's just like
that,
like I don't understand. And again, that's or like that one person that I told you about that. Now he's like changing to be Korean, and he went through all that cosmetic surgery, and now he's like, I don't look at myself as a white person now. I look at myself as an Asian person, and I'm just kind of like, okay, like that's just kind of weird. Like, are we gonna like start having people that's gonna darken their skin and try to be black? It's just kind of like where do you draw the line? And it's kind of scary.
It does happen though.
Yeah, and I'm sure I'm afraid for Maddie. Like in the next 20 years, like man,
it's a scary conversation that I want to have, but. Here's a lighter topic.
Different. And again, we're just raised up differently, and I try to be open-minded. But some things I'm just kind of like, just trying to understand their thought process on it. Like what? Like why are you doing that? Like I don't understand.
Here's a lighter topic that's not so controversial, I feel like. But what have you heard the phrase when people say? Don't give your child everything you didn't have. Teach them what you didn't know, or something. I butchered it a lot, but do you get the phrase I'm saying?
Are you trying to say like don't like spoon feeding? You're talking about like silver spoon, like how some parents like they give them everything, give them every opportunity.
Well, no, it's like, so I think what they're referring to, I don't know the quotes perfectly, but I think what they're referring to is. Like buying your child everything. So like for me in specific, I didn't have a lot of materialistic things growing up. Like I didn't have name brand shoes and clothes and stuff and whatnot. But I'll buy Shays and like Nikes and Adidas shoes just because I can. Because I can afford it and stuff. And then so like there's like a stigmatism of people that try to say, don't buy your kids everything that you didn't have. Teach them the things that you didn't know as a kid or something like that.
I mean, I understand what they mean by that, because I was raised up poor. Like I wore like, man, my mom would buy like imitation Nike shirts, like, you know, $5 for $10, where it said Nike on the front, but on the tag it said like something else. So, like,
at least your mom tried, bro. My mom just went to Walmart, and we just got Walmart.
But it's like
we didn't even try to buy knockoff. We just got.
But it's like really bad. Like it would literally, I would have like a Fila shirt, and it wasn't even Fila colors. So people would be like, "Oh, what? Like, oh, where'd you get that shirt?" I'm just like, "Yeah, this is imitation. Like, they must have misprinted it. I don't know." Or it's like misspellings. Like Adidas is missing like it's the only one like one letter off or something. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
But like I'm not gonna, like, if I have the money, like I'm not gonna freaking buy Maddie like clothes that I had. Like if I have the money, like I'm gonna buy her clothes that are nice. Now I'm not gonna buy her like freaking 20 dresses if she doesn't need 20 dresses. Like I'm not gonna buy her $50 pair of shoes if she doesn't need $50 pair of shoes. Like, you know, so I think you just gotta have to draw the line. Like if I have the money, like of course, like every parent wants
the
to
best for
give their child nice things.
Yeah.
It's just, you just have to find that borderline. You know, I'm not just gonna be like, oh, I had cheap clothes, so I'm gonna give my kids cheap clothes. Like that's come on, that's stupid. Like to me, that's stupid. If you have the money, and I would say, you know, provide to your child. Like, you know, just because I eat ramen noodles almost every day doesn't mean that's what my kid's gonna eat every day. Like that's, you know, if you have the money, but definitely she's gonna know the worth of $1. Like she's gonna know the, like, people work, like money doesn't just come out of nowhere. Like you have to work for things that you want, and if you want something and you don't have the money for it, then you have to work hard, and you know, you have to save, because I think a lot of kids, we live in a, like, people don't wait to get things.
For sure.
You know, it's
I'm kind of like that as well.
I feel like people have lost the, like, to like just save money. Like, you know what, I'm gonna save $20 every day. You know, for a year, and then I'm gonna have enough money. I'm gonna buy that Xbox. Now it's just like, nope, I want it now, and it's like, sorry, you gonna go get a job then. But
so on that topic though of saving, so we try to do that with Shazen, where he has a wallet, and then we give him money for chores and stuff, and then like random stuff we give him money for. But so say you have like a $50 bill, right? And then we go to Target, and if you want something that we don't want to get him, we'll be like, okay, if you want to get it, you can use your money. Did you bring your wallet? And so he brings his wallet, and then he'll pay for it. But it's a $50 bill, so he'll give it to the register. And then when he gets a change, you know, he gets like ones, fives, and whatever's, and he's like, "Whoa, I got more money back!" And it's like, dude, like, no.
Yeah, he doesn't know the concept yet.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like we try all the time, but it's like, it's just funny stuff like that. Because I am definitely on the spectrum where I spoil the heck out of him and stuff like that, because I grew up exactly like you said. Like we didn't have a lot of money, and we wore like Walmart and like Payless shoes to school all the time. And we used to like we used to get comments, you know, like from other kids, like, oh, like they have like, you know, like Adidas, Vans, Nikes, and we had like Payless and stuff. So it's like, it definitely, I was like, man, I want to give him everything that I didn't have, and I definitely work hard because I want to do that for him. But at the same time, we do make sure that he understands the value of where it came from.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, I definitely spoil him. Like I'll buy him those $50, $60 Nikes that he doesn't need. For I think when he was like first born, I think he was a newborn, like he couldn't even walk. I think I bought him like an $80 pair of like Kobe's that he probably used like twice. But just because it's Kobe, I love Kobe, and I was just like, I had to. But yeah, I'm definitely on that side of it.
I mean, to me, it's okay to buy, like I said, buy your kid nice things. Now it comes to a point where if your kid is like expecting that, then that's something is going wrong. Like now they're expecting like, oh, what? Like I want them to understand, like, not everyone in this world can have nice things. Not everyone in this world has Nike shoes. Like, you know, we have the money, so you know we're gonna we want to get you these things, but sometimes we might not be able to. I just want to show Maddie, like, even though I know I have the money probably to buy it, but like I want to tell her, like, no, like, just because you want another pair of shoes doesn't mean you're going to get another pair of shoes. Your shoes are fine.
So what did you want to? You had a topic you wanted to talk about, James, earlier.
Oh yeah. So I needed some advice. Like I don't know if I'm being like crazy, but so obviously I've been gone for 6 months. I get back, in 11 days, and I want to just spend time with, Maddie and Diana. Like I just want to have some family time when I get back. Well, my parents haven't seen Maddie since she's been born. At all. Like I mean, obviously, like on
yeah, but in person,
she's seen them, on video, but not in person. Obviously, because the pandemic, COVID.
Well, but your parents are in Texas, right?
Yeah, no, they're in LA, but now they moved to South Carolina to live with my sister. Yeah, so so they were like, hey, when are we gonna see her? When are we gonna see her? And I was like, you know what, I'll try to plan something. So I talked with Diana, and we planned a trip for them to come in October.
Come here, Hawaii.
Yeah, to come to Hawaii. So obviously Hawaii is going crazy right now. Like the cases have gone up, and
right.
and just everywhere, not in Hawaii, but just everywhere. So I told my mom, like I was like, hey, let me, like, I'm not saying I'm gonna cancel the flights, but I'm gonna monitor, and like a month out, if it's crazy, like I don't feel comfortable you guys coming. And they got hella pissed. Like they were like, what? Like we haven't seen her. And I'm like they made me feel so guilty. Like I was like, you act like I don't want my dad to see his only grandchild. It's like, and then she made me feel even worse because she's like, well, your sisters, like they let me see, their kids. And I'm like, first of all, you live with your daughter. So obviously, if you lived with me, you would see Maddie. So that's not like obviously a good comparison. And then my other sister, she lives in the same town. Okay. Like if you lived in Hawaii, obviously you can drive your car to come see me. Like you're literally flying from South Carolina. You're going to probably fly into Texas or Georgia, which is crazy bad. And you're going to fly to LA and then to Hawaii. And I'm like, that's totally not the same thing. And then she was like telling me, your dad really wants us here. And I'm like, I get it. And then they're like, but we took the vaccine. And I'm like, okay, first of all, like, I don't want to sound bad, but I'm like, I'm not worried about you guys. Like, I'm worried about Maddie. Like, you could still get COVID, bring it to my house, and give it to Maddie.
Yeah.
And like, I will never forgive myself. Like, Maddie's not protected. And they were just getting so irritated. I was getting irritated with them. And my mom, she's like, really, like, she's the pastor and she's like all Christian, whatever. She was like, where's your faith? And I'm like, I can't believe you just brought the F word on me. I was like, I can't believe you're gonna go there. And she's like, my mom, she's so crazy sometimes. Like, she's like, God. She's like, God told me, like, I'm not gonna get COVID. I'm like, you know how many crazy Christians probably said that and they got COVID? Maybe that was God's plan. Well, if God's plan is for you to get, like, you might have misinterpreted him. Like, I don't know what you, like, I'm like, Mom, you say some crazy stuff sometimes. Like, this is the same lady that told me, like, Christians aren't ugly. Like, only, all Christians are beautiful. I'm like, first of all, everyone's beautiful, Mom. It's not just Christians. So I don't know where you're coming from. But she was just going crazy. And I'm just like, and I could tell my dad, he's like, because I was on speakerphone, I could tell my dad was getting, like, he could hear me getting agitated.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't understand English that much, but I know in my voice, my tone, I could just hear him talking to my mom in Korean, like, will you just stop? Just stop.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, and my mom, she's just like, I don't know. I'm just like so irritated. But like, I don't know, like, am I being crazy? Like, for real, if I'm being crazy, let me know. Like, what would you do if your parents were living, in South Carolina and they haven't seen your kid, Kevin, your kid's like a year and a half old.
Well, okay, so, okay. I can give you a similar situation to that. Okay, kind of. It's not the same, but similar. So for these baby shower, my parents came down for the baby shower, and they stayed at our place. And before they came down, me and Dee had the conversation like, oh, you they think it's okay because how everything is, and we discussed it, and basically we came down to the decision as like, they're gonna get tested before they come here, so we'll just go by that, and because it's you can't stop COVID, right? You can't stop it.
Yeah.
Like no matter what, you can always, anybody can contract it, anyone can get it, but you can be there are measures you can take to to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And so I think it's okay for your parents to come down, but as for you to protect Maddie and you and Diana, just have them, because if they came down here, where would they stay?
They would be at a hotel.
At a hotel. Okay, so I mean, I would like have them take that that test. I think you can get it from Costco, and then like that's the one where they swab and then they send it in, and then have them get tested once they get here. And then if the results are negative, then
but
they should be
literally they're only gonna be here like for 4 or 5 days. Like I thought the test, if you get tested, you don't get the results back until like a couple of days, or is it like? Because I thought if you get COVID, it doesn't show until like a couple of days later. Like it's not like something instantaneous where if you have COVID.
Okay, so here, this is what you do, right? You take the PCR test, right? That's the test that everyone that's been taking, the test that you take to come to Hawaii before, the 72 hours or whatever. So the PCR test, you have them take the PCR test. They have the results before they leave. And then when they get here, you can give them an antigen test, which is like a 15-minute test, just to kind of like get it out of the way.
Okay.
That's like an extra set of precautions, I guess, you can take. That's just my suggestion. You talk it over with Diana, because she's super paranoid when it comes to COVID, as far as like the people that's around her. Like I can't even go into it when it comes to like people that are vaccinated that can be around her. Like my sister's super anti-vax. She's
man. Okay.
Oh, sorry. She's not super anti-vax. She's just anti-vax against COVID and the flu.
Okay.
Like she has all her vaccines for like measles and and mumps and all that. But when it comes to the flu and COVID, she's like no. And so Dee doesn't want her to be around us, because she's not vaccinated. And then she has an auntie on her side that's also not vaccinated, and she doesn't even come around because the family doesn't want her around if she's not vaccinated. And and it's like I feel bad, because it's like they don't understand that they're more in danger than we are, because we're vaccinated and they're not. So if anything, they're putting themselves at risk, than we are. And but they don't understand it like that. They just think, oh, they're unvaccinated, so they're gonna give us COVID,
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like I don't know how to get into their heads. Like it doesn't matter if they're vaccinated or not, but it's like whatever.
At this point,
just,
you're not.
I have to,
they're not going to change.
Yeah, I have to support my wife and my future child. So
that's a great answer, Kev. Yeah, great answer.
Yeah.
That's very crazy.
What about you, Chris? I'm kind of curious about your take.
Man, I think my general consensus would be like you have to do what's right for you and what you think you're doing right. Personally, I mean it's really like it's hard because of the times we're in. I feel like I feel like your thoughts could change like week by week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's hard. I'd say if you did everything that Kevin said, I would probably feel okay with it. And I guess it kind of depends on your parents as well. Like there's some parents out there that I know some older people that are like vaccinated and they just go buck wild out there.
Yeah.
And like if my parents was like that, I'd be a little bit more hesitant. But if my parents are on the safer side where they're vaccinated, but they still take extra precautions to protect themselves, I think I would be more trusting to them to come. Yeah, but it's such a tough question, and you kind of just have to do what's best for you and what you think is
Yeah.
right for you, and just don't let anybody say otherwise and make you feel like anything else. Because yeah, it's tough, man.
I guess it's just crazy because like it's just like it's spreading so bad right now. Like Georgia, Texas. I mean, those are like it's like I don't know. Like my parents were telling me like if you want COVID to go away, we're never gonna see Maddie. And it's like I'm not saying COVID has to go away. I feel COVID's never going away. Like we're gonna
Yeah,
have to get these boosters like the flu shot every year from now on because it's just not. Like
yeah,
obviously it's gonna be around. It's just like what's the daily today in Hawaii?
like seven something, I think 700 something.
Yeah. Seventh like I don't know. I guess it's just like you said, Kevin. Like if you're gonna get COVID, you're gonna get COVID, and it's
Yep.
like, I guess my thing is like, yes, I want my parents to see Maddie, but it's like, is whatever that small percentage of a chance, like if Maddie got COVID, like, is it worth willing to risk that
Yeah.
or wait a little bit? Because it's not like my parents are working; like they're just chilling in South Carolina. It's not like they're on a time crunch or something like
Yeah.
that. So it's just, I don't know. It's tough. Like, I mean, it's literally going to be a month in about a couple of days. So I'm going to have a talk with Diana and be like, look, as a family, we have to make a decision because I don't want to keep dragging this out. Like, I want to let them know, are they coming or you know what?
And it'll be interesting
Nope.
to see with this new mandate in Hawaii if it does get better.
Yeah.
So I mean, they have a
Yeah.
chance it could get better.
Okay.
Back to Kevin's thing though, like they have a test. Did you say they have a test at Costco that you can buy?
Yeah. It's a PCR test.
PCR test, and then you send your results into where?
To their labs.
To their labs, and then how fast do you get the results back?
You get it within 72 hours, so it could be in a day or two.
Okay, I was just because of the new mandates. I was just trying to figure out if that would work for the mandate, but
for the so yeah, I think the mandate is like 48 hours.
Yeah, you need it within 48 hours.
So I think there's some I'm sure the tests that the PCR that they give now are within 48 hours now.
Yeah,
I think they have it down to where the science down to where they can give the results within a day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
dude, it's nuts. Like the whole mandate thing. I don't know how it is in the military for UK, but like I have friends that are in the military where they're trying to get the exemption, the religious exemption or whatever. And I asked them, I was like, what's going to happen if they deny it? They're like, well, I'm getting out of the military. I was like, wow, that's
crazy.
I mean, to me, I honestly, I would honor that more than people that's saying like, I'm never going to take the vaccine. And then their job tells you you have to get it and then you get it. I'm like, if you're that hardcore, like you don't want to take the vaccine, then don't ever take the vaccine. Like that's your word. Like, don't let society change you. Like, I'm like, it sucks. Find another job. Like, yeah, I get it.
Hard.
It sucks.
I feel like
but
it's gonna come to a point where you're not gonna have a choice. Like, it feels like it's coming down to a point where they're not gonna give you any choice but to take it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think so. I feel like COVID eventually is gonna go away. I mean, unless people just act the full. Yeah. Like you don't social distance, you don't be safe, then it's never gonna go away. I don't care how many vaccines, like because you can still get COVID and you can still spread it. So COVID's not going to go away. COVID's really just going to help you with the symptoms. That's the whole point of a vaccine.
Yeah,
but
vaccine.
If people still go party, don't wear your mask, don't social distance, you can be vaccinated and keep spreading it to everyone. So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes people are just so dumb. Like, honestly, if you just, like, even if you don't believe in it, just do it for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Just to prove that, does it work or not work? If it doesn't work, then we're all stupid, and I'm with you. Don't wear masks anymore because it doesn't work. But I'm like, if everyone just was like, you know what? We're going to prove you wrong. We're going to wear our mask. We're going to social distance. We're going to prove to you that it doesn't work. And if it works, great. Now we don't have COVID. We don't have to worry about it. And if it doesn't work, great. You proved your point. And no one's going to have to wear masks. But no one wants to do that. It's just so stupid. Oh, I don't know. Even schools, man. I don't know. It's just getting crazy. But I'll definitely talk to Diana about that.
Yeah. So just talk to her about what we said, and then you guys can go from there and decide whether or not
it's a tough decision. I'll tell you that.
It's hard because like because like my parents aren't gonna see my son until because we always go up to because my parents are on the Big Island, and we, every Thanksgiving, like me and my siblings, we all fly up to the Big Island to spend Thanksgiving with them, and I think this is the first year where I'm not going up because of baby.
Yeah.
So, and we're still deciding if we're gonna go up there for Christmas or not. So
yeah.
But so I mean, like they're not gonna see them if they don't see him at Christmas, then I don't even know. I don't know when the next time like we'll see him. I mean, we'll definitely because they're not gonna come down here. We have to go up there. And like trying to plan a trip, during this time is not the easiest. So so it's hard. I mean, like I want my parents to see, their grandchild,
of course,
and especially for me, because like these parents are here, they live on Oahu, so they're gonna see him more than anybody else.
Yeah.
And and it's like, how is it fair for me to say, oh wait, you guys can't see him because of COVID? And it's like, you know what, you guys can see him, but I just need you guys to do this first, and then you can see him.
Yeah.
It's just hard. Like, bro, they brought that up too. They're like, Diana's parents, they get to see her every day. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? Tell them you can't, like, nope, my parents can't see him, so you can't see her. Like, I'm like, what kind of logic is that? Like, I'm like, and I told him, I was like, if you lived in LA, like, we literally would come, like, you would have already seen Maddie, I feel like. Like, really? You would have seen her before I came here. I feel like we probably would have done the trip.
Okay.
Because we know we're with Maddie, so we can protect her. We know we're safe, and then we'll go over there. But I'm like, you moved to South Carolina. I was like, no one told you to move over there. I didn't tell you to move over there. I'm like, and I'm not traveling all the way to South Carolina with Maddie. Like, she gets crazy cranky.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. And now they're telling me they're thinking about moving to Korea. And I'm just like, you're going to move to Korea. When do you think you're going to see Maddie? And I'm like, they go, we'll fly there every year. I'm like, you haven't flown. Like, you've never even told me you were going to fly here when you were in LA. And now you think you're going to fly when you're in Korea? Like, come on. Like, really? Like, I just feel really bad because I'm like, I want my dad to see her. It's his only grandkid.
Yeah.
And I know he'd be so happy. But it's just like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes they're just so narrow-minded. And I hate it when they compare me to other parents because I'm like, I don't give a damn what those other parents are doing.
Yeah.
They could do whatever they want to their kids. They don't want to have their kids wear masks. Go have fun with that. Yeah. But this is my family. Don't tell me how to raise my kid. Yeah. And if I feel it's not safe, then sorry, you ain't gonna see your damn kid. You're not gonna see him. I'm sorry. That's how it's gonna be. Yeah. Yeah, but I think they just don't understand it, and I'm like, oh my God.
Tell you one thing, man. I'm happy I don't have to make these decisions. I can't imagine having a kid this young. in this COVID era. It's just crazy, man.
Yeah, especially kids. Do they lick dude? Like everything's in their mouth, dude. Like they touch everything.
Even Shazen,
like we wipe
at 4 years old. Shazen at 4 years old constantly like touching and putting things in his mouth. It's like, dude.
Even when Maddie has like play dates and stuff, we have to wipe everything down after. Like I'm just like, dude, let's wipe all this out. All the other kids are slobbering on stuff. Like we just have to make sure, like, look, like we just have to be safe. But yeah, thanks, man. I mean, I didn't know about those tests. I'll talk to Diana about it. I mean, she's also a bio major, so she's all like she knows all about this health stuff more than I do.
Yeah.
So,
So, but what's it called? What to get off the serious stuff? Why don't you share with us what Diana's talking about as far as getting a rower?
Oh yeah, COVID. Try to, when you become parents, man, I feel for women, dude. Like, you never really think about like how much their body changes when they have a kid. Like, think about it. Your whole anatomy, like, you have a freaking human being in your stomach, dude. Like, just blood, just just everything changes. And I feel so bad for her. Sometimes I'm just like, for me, nothing changes with dudes. Like nothing. I gained a little weight, but that's not because of the baby. That's because of me. I just feel so bad. And I'm trying to like, be supportive, but there's only so much I can do. So obviously, when you're pregnant, you gain some weight, and I don't even think it's that bad. But I mean, of course, we both can lose a little weight being older, and but so she wants to get a rower. I don't know nothing about rowers. Like she found one for like 900 in the garage. I'm actually gonna park on the street now, so we're not even gonna park in our garage.
Really?
When I get back, yeah. So we're actually gonna I'm hoping that's gonna prove to me like you better start taking those weights out the box that you bought for COVID and start using that damn bar. And then if we get a rower, you better start freaking rowing that shit in the morning. But yeah, she was like, "Oh, I found one today for 300." I'm like, 900, 300. I don't know about rowers, but is that 300 rower? Does it even work? Like I don't understand.
Like what is it made out of? Wood?
Yeah,
plywood and
it's the water turning one. It's a water one.
Yeah, so I was actually gonna ask you guys. I was like, do you guys even know rowers? Like I was gonna ask Troy at Zeus. Like, hey,
the Concept 2 rower.
But that's $900.
I think they also have assault rower.
I think those are
there's
$900 range ones.
Yeah, believe it or not, there's a lot of different types of rowers.
Yeah,
there are. I would try to stick to. The like CrossFit rowers. Yeah, like CrossFit rower, because I mean those ones like you can give it a beating and it'll last for a while. I mean, case in point to all like CrossFit gyms, right? That's why they have them, because people are constantly using them, and so that's what I would suggest. But I know they do make some like the water ones, the hydro rowers, and
stuff. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and they actually there's one where it's a ski erg and a rower in one.
Yeah.
They have that as well.
It looks pretty like gimmicky though, like, but they had some like named athletes like posing for it and like sponsoring for it. So
dude, I hate the skier.
And then they have the one that Rich Froning is promoting. It's that one where it's like you can turn into like a paddle.
I wasn't sure if it was like really real. Like I was like, oh, that's interesting.
And it's small too. It's like this big.
Yeah, that's why it looked even
and it's just cables that are. Yeah, and it's just cables that are attached to it, and then you can use it as a rower, as a paddler, and.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Chris, I thought you had a rower.
There's some.
Oh.
I have like a pull-up bar rig, like a small squat rack rig.
Well, if I do end up getting my rower, you guys are more than welcome.
But I mean, we could.
But I haven't.
Yeah, I'll come out to your house just to row.
I still owe Chris like how many box jumps? I don't even know how many box jumps I still owe.
It has to be at least 100.
Yeah, I'm sure it's over 100. I'm still hoping that you forget about it when I get back.
So wait, before we go, how many did you do all your miles that you were doing?
Oh my God, yeah. So we just did our the 9/11 Memorial Run. Yeah, we actually hit our goal. We had over 2,700 miles recorded from virtual runners. We had people biking, you know, and
nice. Okay. Can you hear him, Kevin? Oh, I'm frozen.
No. Oh, there you go. He left.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
I ended up walking and running so I started on Monday, all the way till Saturday. I calculated 42 miles.
Nice.
I think that's the most I've ever ran and walked in 1 week.
Is that everything you owed though, or
no? I had like 81 miles I owed, so I biked a lot of the other. I was freaking biking my butt off, but it sucked. Like the bike that my buddy let me use, it's like one of those real intense, like assault bikes, like where you go mountain biking with, and the seat, you're not meant to sit on the seat, because obviously when you're mountain biking, you're standing. So I sat on it. I'm like, oh my God, this is like, it hurts to actually sit on it. So I literally was standing up the whole time on this freaking mountain bike or whatever, and I'm just like, oh my God, my freaking legs are killing me. But I definitely got sunburnt. I got blisters on my feet. But yeah, it was definitely a humbling experience. It was really neat.
All for a good cause.
Yeah, all for a good cause. I mean, it was literally 24 hours. Like we had somebody, he literally ran. He didn't walk. He ran 50 miles.
What?
And he ran from I think it was like 9 o'clock at night all the way till the morning until he was done. He literally brought his truck. Damn. He put a little orange water cooler in the back, and he just literally, he ran 10 miles, come back, drink some water, take a quick break, and then ran again. I was just like,
damn.
Yeah, that's like have you ever heard of like the ultra marathon runners?
Yeah, it was intense.
Yeah.
So
where they run like 80 miles.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, my knees were hurting, my feet were hurting. I was just like, man, I'm old. Like
I don't even like running 2 miles.
I don't need to.
I don't even like running a mile.
Oh, don't worry. My fitness challenge that I'm gonna bring up, we're gonna do a half marathon.
Dude,
all three of us.
A
half marathon challenge, and we're gonna videotape it while we're doing it, and then we're gonna do a marathon.
How many miles?
We're gonna do a half marathon is what 13
miles,
and then a full marathon is like 26.
26 miles. Yeah, 26.
No, we're not gonna be doing together. It's gonna be each.
Oh, we don't have like
each of us.
Like you do miles. The first 10.
No,
Kevin does the next 10, and then I'll do 3.
Oh. And then once we do that, we're gonna do a triathlon challenge.
Oh, you're crazy.
One of us is gonna swim, one of us is gonna cycle, and one of us is gonna run it.
Yeah, I'll cycle. Dibs on the
what has gotten to you over there, James? I don't know.
Oh, I'm pretty excited to do our first fitness challenge, though. I am. I don't know what it's gonna be, but when I get back, we're definitely
with that, because sorry, I'll be busy for our first month.
Oh,
so.
We'll make
you can still do like burpees every day. You just gotta find time in the day, or plank challenge. Or something.
No, I don't know about that. It's always the first month that's the worst, right? So,
dude, didn't I tell you what I had to do to get Maddie to sleep? I had to do squats. I would hold her and I would do squats real quick, and it would literally calm her down. I have videos of it. I'll show it next time. It's so funny. I'd be like, she'd be crying. I'm like, watch this, babe. And I'll drop down and do a squat, and then she'll stop crying. I'm like, this is magic. This is magic. I hope this isn't hurting her in some way, like dropping down so fast. But...
Actually, like you're taking the breath out of her, like when you get on the roller coaster, and you're like, that's what you're doing.
So, but she's calming down. Whatever I gotta do. So, oh man. All right, guys, we're way over our hour.
Yeah,
and I gotta go to sleep. I got class tomorrow. And look at that, Diana's calling me.
Next time, Kevin will have a son.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So,
yeah.
Next show, I won't be here. So.
You're gonna have your boy.
Yeah, this will be fun.
Yeah. So you guys have fun with John.
Yeah. All right, guys. I gotta get off.
Okay.
Later. Bye.